television. It's Car Crazy Lancashire.
It's a show with a difference as I get to sample a military tank day. We get to sample time trials at Three Sisters Raceway. And we've got some more classic cars. Oh, what a pleasure to stroll along the beautiful Lancashire countryside. The rolling hills, the clear blue skies, the cattle without a care in the world. And tanks? Army tanks? What are they doing here? Well, stumbling on a military exercise isn't quite what you'd expect on the top of a Lancashire hill. But a military driving day where anyone can play army and be in control of not just one, but 3 armour-plated tanks, well, it's a dream come true for some people. My instructor, Steve Parker, puts me to the test.
See, what kind of people do you get coming on days like this?
Anybody wants to come? Any ages, 21 to 70. Anybody?
Have you ever had any mistakes made?
Only one. Nothing too serious, fortunately.
Well, something like this would be absolutely impossible to roll, surely.
No, it can be done.
Really?
Yeah. Oh, yes.
Oh,
You've got
my
to treat all these things with a lot of respect. Absolutely. The 16 ton this,
Right.
and when you get it wrong, that's when you realise it weighs 16 ton.
What kind of speed can you reach to something like
Well, this is capable of about 30 miles an hour. And now you realise just how fast 30 miles an hour is on track.
Power to the girls! Woo!
Of course, you have to remember to turn your sticks after you've entered the corner, because the tank actually pivots from the middle of its tracks.
Oh!
Left a little bit. Perfect, that.
That was so fantastic. That was so exhilarating. Now I can see we've got a few other toys knocking about, so you've put me through my paces already, but
Oh yes, we're on in the deep end.
what's next?
Well, we'll go on the Elvis Stalwart over there.
Right.
We'll try that one out, eh?
Cheers
Completely different.
then. Oh. How old's this then?
Mid-60s.
God blimey. I hope it's had an MOT lately.
Oh no, don't worry about that.
Oh gosh, I'm climbing up. Right, hold on to that. Hold on to the rope. In we go.
So, straight in. Sit on the edge and drop in.
Okay.
6.5 litre, straight 8 petrol.
Petrol? We're running on petrol, are we? Oh, that's
And there's about 3 miles to gallon on the road if you don't do it nicely, and about 1.5 for the miles to gallon around here.
And we're off. Right.
Turn around and go back down this one again.
Oh, this is so weird.
Oh yes. Now then, when you're going over the top of the hill, you've got to do like you did with the tank. Remember, it's 6 wheels and they're all equidistant. You've got to get the ride up there. When it levels out, then you back off, and then it goes down on its own steam. If you back off too early, you lose it and you can stall.
So, your wife was all set for sending you off flying for a birthday present.
Yep.
And you happened to say, well, actually, I'd rather drive a tank.
Yep, that's exactly what happened.
And here you are now with a field full.
Yeah. Some people say that this was just an excuse to buy a lot of military vehicles.
And what do you say?
I said nothing.
Or do you go under special training?
Well, and these, they use different classes and stuff. A lot of them's changed recently, but these will be class 3. The old class 3, they're all changed now. left, 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 left.
I was going in between the tripod.
Right, push down and stop. Brakes, push down and stop. Brakes, that's it.
Hey! Woo!
Right.
Another happy landing. Now, how did I do? Come on, marks out of 10.
Yeah, very good.
Was that all right?
Marks out of 10. No, there's always room for improvement.
Oh. Right, Steve, I'm ready for my third test now. Come on, what you got ready?
We'll try the Volvo Snowcat.
There's no snow.
You'll have to drive without them.
Now then, do you think I'll be able to drive this or what? It looks a bit tricky.
Yeah, it's fine.
But it looks smaller, doesn't it? Does that mean it goes faster?
No, 30 miles an hour is fast enough. Because it's too expensive to run.
Right. Okay. Yeah, foot on. Oh, this is nippy.
Just accelerate, just get smooth, just walk through a bit. Take your head out and just watch yourself back.
I've got my cat on the back, haven't I?
Yeah.
Oh.
Clutch off. Foot off the clutch. That's it, let it go. Foot off the clutch. Off the clutch. Off the clutch.
I'm off, yeah.
You got it.
I got it. Oh, this is tricky.
Different altogether, isn't it? Nice and
Yeah.
nice and small.
Right, what have we got my revs at here?
You're alright, Jack. Maybe some fuel on. You got it. Right, straight up a bit now. That's it, straight up a bit. Straight up a bit. Right, let's stand on now.
We're going down. Right.
That big bluey was something wrong with it.
I think that's what you call the going soft. It's certainly an all-terrain vehicle, aren't they? Well, Steve, thank you so much for that. Do you know what? Working on Car Crazy Lancashire, I always wanted to drive around these hills, and this has been perfect.
Very good. Excellent.
But one question, would I have passed my military driving test
Oh, I
today?
think so, yeah. Flying colours.
Hey, super. Cheers, Steve.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go!
Hello there and welcome on this lovely sunny day here at Three Sisters Raceway in Wigan. Now we're here to watch the time trials and they're taking place behind us and we're going to take a closer look.
The cars are competing against the clock as they take their turns to tackle the circuit. Various heats are held throughout the day. The points are added up and then the fastest man or woman wins the event.
Now, Mandy and Brian here have something very interesting to tell us. Mandy, it's your first time. Yes, it is. As a co-driver, and it's Brian's first
time as a driver.
time as a driver. Now, what are you going to do? Do you know what you're doing?
I hope so. I've been a navigator for several years. I've got a reasonable idea of what's meant to happen. So we'll take it from there. So hopefully I can teach a bit of navigation and hopefully I'll learn how to drive the car as well. So it's the first time out for the car.
Not at all.
Not at all, no.
So you obviously trust him
No.
with your life.
Not really. But I don't really know what to expect, so there's no point in getting nervous about it.
Okay, well I guess it's going to be pretty thrilling, if nothing else. Well, best of luck. I can't wait to see the results. Be safe.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
this is the stage layout for stage 1 and 2 of Three Sisters. So we actually start here, standing start. We're given a start time. We need to arrive at the time control at this time, not before, or we're penalised. We're then given the actual time we arrive, which should be within a minute of that time. We're given a start time for the stage, which is 10:41. 10:41 by the clock, they're all synchronised clocks. We're counted down, and then we start for standing start. We fly up the outside here. There's a merge here. Cars on the second circuit will merge. Take your line into the corner, cut in, cut in, cut in. Go around this junction 3, around here. And then there's a split here, and you can see the diagram tells us lap 1 and lap 2 we split to the left. So we go left there, join the circuit here again, go around second time, split there again, we go around, join the circuit here, and then the third time as we come round here to this point, third time we finish. We come through around this corner, past the flying finish, and there's a checkerboard there, and that's when we slow down.
What gear are you getting up to along that back straight?
For a standing start, we're probably up to about 100, 110 miles an hour down here before we brake. You're coming into this corner about 60, 60, 50, 40, 40, 50, back to here, around about 30, 40 miles an hour.
Your best lap record you're going for?
We're on for them. As quick as we can. As fast as we can.
Don't hit those brakes, yeah?
No, never touch them. Never touch them.
That's what we like. Who's your lucky mascot?
Well, that man's Tigger. This is Gromit. Wallace and Gromit.
And who's the best driver?
Fellow who's in first place.
All right, we'll keep an eye on you. Excuse me, Mr. Marshall.
How do you do?
Hello there. Now, what exactly are you doing here with your clipboard? It all looks very official.
What I'm booking the cars in on the arrival control, ready to start the stage.
Okay.
They've had a time allocated from the finish of the last stage, the time into service and ready for booking in here today. So I'm checking sure that the time on their card corresponds with the time on my clock to make sure they're not late.
Now, if they are late, I do believe they get penalised or a heavy fine.
They're allowed up to 5 minutes lateness.
Okay.
I'll just book this car in for you, okay?
Now, I've managed to get myself the best seat in the house, okay? And Ryan here, who's a technical guy, is going to talk us through a little bit of the interior. We'll start off with the pedals right now. There's no rubber on here. And as I press the clutch and the brake, there's no play whatsoever.
Well, the braking system's been upgraded to cope with the demands of competition. So, obviously, like the normal kind of woolliness you'd expect with a road car, because it has to cope for lots of different people, is completely removed, and the brakes are they take a lot more effort, but they work a lot better.
Okay.
In the long run. And the pedals have got those aluminium covers on to make it easier, so he can transfer between pedals without any risk of getting his foot caught under them and stuff like that.
Well, I wouldn't do very well with these trainers on. Rightio. Let's see some results, shall we? And here we have Mandy, Brian. Right, come on, tell us all about it. First time out, what happened? Come on, let's have a look. Are you shaking? She's trembling, she's trembling.
I am feeling a little bit sick at the moment, but other than that, great.
Very fun, aren't we?
We're having lots of fun.
Was it very, very exhilarating?
Oh, it was. It was. One of the best things I've ever done.
When the guy in front of us in the sunbeams on 2 wheels and then he spins and then we've got to try and miss him, it's exciting.
Now, we were watching the Mini and it was sticking to the road like it was on rails. I mean, it was fantastic.
You didn't see us on the grass then, no?
I think we missed that bit. Now then, David's just pulled into the pits. He's debriefed his mechanic, so we're going to have a quick word with him to find out a little more about the sport. Follow me. Here we are. David, come over here.
Oh.
Right, let's have a look at this fine young driver here. Okay, now you're going to tell us a little more. Oh God, he's got sweat on here. My goodness. Now you're going to tell us a little more about the sport, because there's probably viewers out there who'd like to get into the sport, but you know, on a bit of a shoestring
Not
budget.
sure,
So tell us a little more how you got into it.
Well, a friend down the road, he rallies Mitsubishi and European rallies, and he pulled me in at an early age, kept me on the right tracks.
Yeah.
And I've always been into it, and then I went on to college and university. Is that where I met a few people at university, and we got ourselves a rally team together, and at first it was a bit like, people weren't up for it at all, but then as I went along, people saw how serious we were. We've got ourselves a car. We've got worldrallying.com as an internet address, which I believe is one of probably the best internet addresses in the world.
Yeah.
And basically, for people to get into motorsport like this, visit the website. There's links on there, motor clubs, other events. You can email us. We do a lot of press releases, get-togethers, invites to rallies and things like that.
That's all we've got time for today here from Three Sisters Raceway, but boy, we've had a cracking time. And as you can see, I've found myself a car, I've found myself a co-pilot, so I'm off for a spin. Bye. Well, you've guessed it, these Lancashire folk are a bit crazy about their classics, and I'll be looking at some of the most cherished cars in the county, here at Burnley Classic Car Show.
Now with me is Stuart here. He's a TVR enthusiast. Now Stuart, TVRs do seem to be making a bit of a comeback in the late 90s, is that right?
Correct, very much so, yes. They've got quite popular in the 90s period. A lot of people know of them now, where in the 70s and the 80s there were sort of individual cars which nobody really knew what they were, is it a Triumph, etc, etc. In the 90s they've made a stance and they're very, very popular now.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, let's start off with one of the first TVRs, the Tamar. That's how you
Correct.
pronounce it.
That's right, yes.
Now, what year was the Tamar built?
Well, this one, for argument's sake, is 1978. They built the 3000M and the Tamar. The Tamar's a hatchback model,
Okay.
hence the name. The M series, which this is, was built from 1973 up to 79, 80, approximately.
I see. How many of these would there be around?
Very good question.
Not many, are they quite rare?
No, there is quite a few about, yes.
Okay.
As far as car clubs, etc.
What kind of market value?
This car itself, round about 7,000 to 8,000, which is a good value for a car of his age.
Okay. Now, I believe they all have Ford engines.
Not all, but this one has.
This one
This
has.
one has, yes.
I
This is
see.
a Ford V6 S6 engine, 3 litre.
Yeah.
They do the Triumph 2.5, straight 6, and also the 1600 Ford engine.
Okay.
But this is the 3 litre.
Right. Oh, that's pretty sporty. Now let's move on because we've got two other in the TVR range here. Now this one looks very square. I believe it's called the Wedge.
They class them as a wedge car. In the 80s, this type of thing was with Lotus and TVR. They tend to go for this more squarer shape than the rounded shape. This is a latter one. This is a 450 SE with a 4.5 litre. Now, what they've tried to do in production from the 1981-82 right up to 1990, they started rounding off all the shapes
Yeah.
on the skirts. They made it trying to take all the sharpness off. And on this model is a 4.5 litre. They do the 4.2 and the 3.9 and the 4 litre as well.
Okay. Now, I believe all the TVR bodies are made from fiberglass, so I take it that's very lightweight,
Yes.
hence it would go faster.
Weight factor, yes, on a full tubular steel chassis for
So,
strength.
what would you be talking 0 to 60 in a car like this with a 4.5 engine made from fiberglass? It must be pretty quick.
It is about 4.5, 0 to 60.
Some G-force there.
Yes, and it's 325 brake horse,
My goodness.
which anything over 300 brake horse is quite nippy.
That's powerful enough, crikey. Okay, and what about the third model we have here?
Right, this is the 90s model, Chimera or Chimera.
Uh-huh.
The 4-litre model, 4.5, and the 5-litre model in this range.
Has it been a good seller?
Very good, yes. This is what is this and the Griff, the benchmark for TVR, which has helped them grow in stature. Yes, a very good seller for them.
I see. And I think we should now move on to our latest one.
The very latest
The Tuscan.
one.
Let's
Correct.
take a look.
Okay.
Now then, Stuart, this is TVR's latest, the Tuscan.
The Tuscan, yes.
And what a beauty it is. This paint job is awesome. It's very unique, isn't it?
Very unique, yes.
Now, how much would it cost for a paint job like this?
£2,000 on top of the basic price of $39.95.
Okay, that's not bad. £2,000 for a paint job like that. Again, it gets you noticed, doesn't it?
Very much, yeah, very much so, yes.
Okay. Now what we've got under the bonnet?
TVR's own engine, straight 6, producing 350 brake horse.
Ooh, I want one. How many of these are around?
They've only just started coming out onto the showrooms in the last few weeks, so we hopefully should start seeing them about town very shortly.
Well, it's a beauty. It's been a great series, so we'll see you soon on Car Crazy Lancashire.